everyone, me again. So I'm here today to talk to you about the next video in my series on the Mayan day signs. Mayan astrology is one of my passions, numerology being the big one. Enneagram I also use in my life, which is really helpful to support my numerology, as well as Mayan astrology, which I also find fascinating. And I use all three in my life to help me out, to help me run my life and be the best person I can be. So together with numerology and Enneagram, I'm also doing videos on each of the Mayan day signs. Now this one's special because this is my Mayan day sign. I'm a Mayan Calendar Road Eb or Abe. Some people say Abe. I prefer Eb. I don't know why. So as ever, I will talk to you a little bit about the Mayan culture before I carry on. So the Mayan people lived a long time ago, sort of I can't even remember. They're an ancient people, basically, from ancient Mesoamerica. They live in today's Mexico and Central America. The Maya had excellent knowledge of astronomy and mathematics. That's what fascinates me about them. Is they were like 300 like AD, and yet they knew so much, and they didn't have the technology, and they didn't have the what we have today to help figure these things out. So the Mayan culture's fascinated me for years. Not only that, the calendar, it feels so accurate in so many ways, hence these videos. So they have an excellent knowledge of astronomy and mathematics. And we did have a situation where religious fanatics and Europeans came in and tried to destroy the Mayan culture, and they did manage to destroy a lot of stuff. But we managed to piece together some of the facts from talking to indigenous people that are still alive now, indigenous sources that survived the damage, manuscripts, inscriptions, archaeoastronomers study the Mayans, the ethnoastronomers and anthropologists study the Mayans. So we have many roots to our knowledge. The difference between Mayan astrology and Western astrology is that Western astrology focuses on the astronomical cycles and the planetary alignments and positions, whereas Mayan astrology interprets blocks of time in cycles. The Mayan system is a series of groupings of days, basically, that go in cycles. The most important being the 260-day calendar known as Tzolk'in. And what that is roughly is it's 260 days. So if you split that into 20 day signs with 13 days per day sign, you will have then the 260-day Tzolk'in. Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about in a minute. Right, so the day sign is the most important sign if you were to have a Mayan astrology reading. It divides the year into periods of 20 days. Each of the 20 days has their own sign that reveals important information about your destiny, your personality, your life's mission, your strong and weak aspects, your spiritual essence, and your mission really for this lifetime. And it's the day sign and the future, past, masculine and feminine elements of the day sign that I'm going to be focusing on this video. But I'm going to brush over some of the other items that is within a reading that I will be covering in future videos. So also part of your reading is your Trikana sign. For example, I'm a Road Mayan day sign, but I was born in the Serpent Trikana. So each of the day signs is assigned 13 days that is assigned to that day sign energy. So the Trikana sign gives us other integral information about who we are. So the day sign is the foreground of a picture, what is really strong in your life and all the elements that come off your day sign. And in the background, the flavour, part of the flavour of who you are, the background of the picture is your Trikana sign. So the day sign, 75% strength, the Trikana, 25% strength. Okay, in the whole picture of you. So if we compare the personality to a picture, that's what it would be. Your day sign would be at the front and your Trikana would be at the back, along with other elements of you which are added to add to the flavour of you, like your galactic tone and your solar year and more things that I'm just about to brush over in a second. So also part of your reading, as well as getting a day sign, a Trikana sign, you'll also get your galactic tone number. This tone reveals the relationship between you and the divine plan. It's more like another mission given to you, like tacked onto the end of your day sign kind of thing. And it's the energy you radiate to people in the society at large. Okay, so it's a strong and useful element of your reading. My videos on the galactic tones will follow after all the day signs are done. So part of your day sign, okay, there's 4 bits that stick out from your central road day sign. You're always going to be the central road day sign. From your 13 years old and up, you are centrally the road or ebb day sign, okay? But you have elements that add to your character, like a feminine nature, a masculine nature. One's introverted, one's extroverted. You have a past sign that you had through childhood that's going to be a comfortable way of being for you, but it won't necessarily be you after the age of 13. It'll just be part of you. And then at around 40ish, you're introduced another day sign, which is like your future sign and part of your future evolution. Okay, so when you're looking at these, it's important to take all these elements on board and realize them and understand them and accept them, so that you evolve spiritually and you become, or continue to be, a happy, successful, fulfilled person. So just to brush over what I've got here, your past and your future signs are mostly about your evolution. It's like where you've started and where you're evolving towards. So as I've said, your childhood sign is up to about the age 12, 13, and then you hit your day sign after that. Then at around the age of 40, you're introduced to your future sign, which is where what you're moving towards, your future evolution. And your masculine and feminine signs. So your masculine sign is what you show to the world. It's your extroverted side. So your manager, your colleagues, and people that aren't so overly close to you would know you as this kind of person. Okay, so only people that aren't overly close to you will see this masculine side to you. The people that will see your feminine side are the people you love, your friends and your family, the people you see intimately. Okay, so you might not, your manager is going to know a bit of a different person to a member of your family, because you show your quieter side at home. Okay, and your more extroverted, masculine side to the world. Okay. So before I carry on to tell you a little more about the road day sign and its elements, I will be doing videos also on the Lords of the Night, because they're very interesting. Again, they add to the background of you. It's like putting a certain herb in your dinner, and it completely changes the flavour. So the Lord of the Night is 9 days, or sequence of 9 days as it goes in a cycle. That shows your deep unconscious hidden motivations and your dark side. So it's like the soul urge in numerology. And I'm going to be doing videos on those after I've done the galactic tone. So I've got it all planned up here. Then there's solar years, and then there's phase of Venus, which are both very background elements as well. So I'm doing the most important things first. Okay, so the direction of the road is the south. So I call them the yellow group. Seems very basic, but they're the yellow group. So they're focused on the south. So they're about connection, subjective feelings and emotions. And that's so me, okay? I couldn't be any more of the others. Well, maybe cooperation, but no. Connection, feeling, subjective emotion is very much what is linked to the yellow group, or the day signs which point to the south, which I'll tell you more about in the next one here. So you could call the road day sign E or Ebb, and I've forgotten to change a head in there. However, I left seed there, but it's actually sign number 12, Ebb Road. I check these 100 times and I still make mistakes and miss them. Unbelievable, slap wristy. Anyway, the meaning of road, the meaning is road or grass or skull. I've never heard it called skull. I've heard the road sign being called grass. which I often see it called grass, and of course road. I've never seen it called skull, but I have lots more learning to go and always will do. The element related to the road is fire. Doesn't surprise me whatsoever because they've got quite a fiery emotional temperament. As I've said, they're directed to the south, and other day signs in your group is star or rabbit, seed, which I've forgotten to take off the top bit there, slap wristy, vulture or owl. I see vulture often as owl, and light or sunlight. So these are the other signs in your yellow group, and they're all people that point to the south. So these people would be compatible for you, as well as the opposite signs, the signs in the white group that points to the north. They might have something important to teach you. Okay. So your ability and leisure industries, I say that a lot. Your abilities and leisure interests if you're a road. So you're very into the road of life, which is interesting. You love travel. But you believe that life is a spiritual journey. That's me. A spiritual journey of self-actualization. You'd be a great spiritual guide or minister, teacher, counselor, speaker. Relationships that are a center of your world if you're a road type. Able to experience deep emotions, sensitive to others' problems and needs, very empathic if you're a road. Easily perceives lies and betrayal. You can smell a lie like a fart in a lift, seriously. You know when someone's not being completely upfront with you, and you're quite happy to stand up for justice, and you have your own ideas of what you feel is a good thing and what is a bad thing, what is good and what is evil. You're an excellent leader, calm and respectful towards your employees. You don't like treating people badly. You're very emotional yourself. An excellent planner, competent in the distribution of roles. So you'd be a great manager. You could plan what needs to be done and distribute all the tasks to the people that are best equipped to do them. Practical and great problem solver. If you wanted to, you could be in financial trading, trading stocks or goods. Excellent organisation skills, designers, engineers. You like to get started, you like to set goals. You could run your own business, but the road sign likes to be autonomous, likes to run their own business. You prefer to work on your own time and you like freedom. So you're going to achieve that by running your own business or managing another business. You prefer peace to competition and conflict. You're conservative and you just want to chill out. You just want peace in the world, man. You're strong, so you quickly recover and again, if something goes wrong, if something bad happens in your life, you're quite good at bouncing back, and nothing takes you away from that search for the ideal. You love investigating, so you're attracted to careers like a private detective, like finding out why. Scientist, police officer, detective, spiritual searcher, spiritual truths, research fringe topics that no other people do, or conspiracy theories, looking at what you think others might not know. There's a broad range of the sort of things that road signs might be interested in. Personality-wise, you're very relaxed, you're very generous, you're very giving, courteous, helpful. You relate to others casually really well. You're pleasant, people enjoy your company. You're likable, easy to get along with. You've got an easygoing, chilled out, laid back personality, which people like. You make sacrifices to help others. You're honest, you're decent, and you can be trusted. You lead your community by example. You forge connections between people, places, dimensions, and worlds. You're idealistic, you're sensitive, ambitious, hardworking. Persistent, you'll get your goal achieved. You might be a bit of a slow starter, but you will get it done. You are competitive, you're brave, and you're a risk taker, but you do prefer calmness and cooperation to competition most of the time. I'm a road sign, and I can deal with competition, but I prefer compassion. It's so much more chilled out. You're persistent, you get your goal achieved. Definitely. I've always been a goal seeker. I've got loads of qualifications for all different things like numerology and careers advice. And I'm a careers advisor by trade, but I've also got a degree in many other subjects that I've studied, like coaching and numerology very deeply, Mayan astrology very deeply. So I am a bit of a, I like to read up on things and set myself targets and goals and things like that. I'm a bit of a slow starter, most definitely. And it says that in the Mayan Road research that I've done, that I'm a slow starter, or other roads as well are a slow starter. You always work hard to achieve your goals, though. I always have worked hard to achieve my goals, most definitely. I believe that the best teacher is experience. Yeah, I do learn some theories, but experience is what really gets you there. You don't worry or quibble about mundane aspects of life. Yeah, mundane aspects of life, I have to really work hard to keep on top of those because they're mundane and they bore me, but they've got to be done. So I do make sure they're done, but as my research says, and I confirm, mundane routine stuff isn't really a road thing. The thing is with the road is you're hurt emotionally quite easily. Defeat and rejection can really hit you hard deep down and make you quite emotional, sensitive, hard time expressing, and then you explode. But for me, the expression isn't the hard bit. I am very emotional, and I am not afraid to show my emotions when they come. I can kick off, but I think anyone can. But I'm the sort of person that always likes to show their emotions so that it doesn't all get pent up and then one day I just go kaboom. That's not what I want. You can hold on to anger and resentment. I have been known to hold on to anger and resentment and venting out that anger with hard work and just getting it done. And then that sort of chills you out a bit. You can work so hard that you can wear yourself down. I've done that many times. Prone to illness if you don't keep your feelings in balance, very much so. If I'm feeling low within myself, my body suffers for it. It's that link of body, mind and spirit, but it's very, very noticeable in me. If I'm feeling emotionally or spiritually low, it reflects in my physical body, how I feel and whether or not I'm well or sick. I'm disappointed when my ideals aren't met. I'm getting better with that, but yeah. You're at the mercy of negative feelings causing you to make mistakes. Yeah. Well, I'm very emotional and I can sometimes let my emotions take over. That's very much a road thing. Or I can switch the other way and just be reserved, nonchalant and say I don't care. I can either be totally emotional about someone and something and tell someone exactly what I feel and feel very, very hurt. And then the next day decided that I don't care and I don't want to know and I don't want to talk to you. That's how the road sign often deals with issues. You can be manipulative, a bit too carefree in unsafe situations. I'm not one for preparing for safety. Health and safety guidelines and rules really get on my nerves, actually. One day it might be my downfall, but health and safety and going over the top with, oh, that's unsafe. Oh, as that had a risk assessment, nothing annoys me more. I know it saves lives, and one day it might save mine, but I can't help it. Nothing annoys me more. So as I said, the day sign is split into your past and your future sign, which is part of your evolution from childhood up to the end of your life. And then you have your masculine sign that you show to the world and your colleagues and your manager, and your feminine side that your people that love you see. Okay. So first of all, this is your masculine sign. So this is how you show yourself to your manager, your colleagues, friends that aren't particularly strong friends, but see you on an ad hoc basis. Acquaintances will see this, okay? So your masculine sign that supports your road day sign is death or transformation. Now, it's terrible when you say the word death, but what it means is death is not real anyway. It's just transformation from one state to another. So change, transformation. Think of it like that. So you listen to your inner voice. So people that know you will see you as this person. So if they were asked to describe you, they might say that you listen to your inner voice and you look at you search your intuition very well. They see you as quite interested in philosophy and the occult and sciences. You like numerology, astrology. You'd probably be into this, i.e. me. This is my day sign, by the way. I'm spiritually strong, psychic abilities and connection to the unseen. I am empathic and I am quite sensitive, and I do need to work better at working harder with my meditation. I could probably develop my psychic abilities even more. I love to travel. I don't travel so much for business yet. I'm hoping to, and I would travel for those in need in a heartbeat. Manager, mediator, business owner. That's my big thing. I want to own my own business. Strong faith, so spirituality or religion. I'm more into spirituality, numerology, Mayan astrology, the Enneagram, a sense of duty. I can communicate with all types of people, or I like to think I can. I cooperate well with others, believes in collective goals, definitely. So all road day signs have this ability. Strive to make a difference and achieve your goals. Interested in property and houses and the community, politics, the community, world events. Yeah, I definitely have that interest, because you want to know what's going on around you. And you, because of what you learn and your spiritual development, people think that you're full of wisdom and discernment. So they might come to you for advice. So remember, this is how the world sees you. This is how you express yourself to the world. Got a lot of discipline and organisation skills. I don't know. I think I need to improve my discipline skills a little bit. But everything else in this list just is me to the external world. But, in private, I'm more practically inclined, which is kind of good, I suppose, because that's where I do all my washing and things like that. So my feminine sign is flint or etznab, or some people call it knife or flint, which again sounds terrible, like death. But that's my introverted side. Only comes out, so people that love me and that are really close to me will see this. So mechanically and practically inclined, so I could probably fix things quite well. I don't tend to. I would imagine I've probably got that ability if I put my mind to it, maybe. I can solve mechanical problems. I mean, I wouldn't always consider myself somebody who was good at mechanical stuff, but I did this test and it says that my mechanical ability was in the top 10%, which shocked me to death because I can't change a plug. But I clearly got some practical mechanical ability there that I don't really put out to the external world, but maybe I've got that to use at home for my family's use, I guess, So I could solve mechanical problems if I put my mind to it. I know I've got the brain to do it. I love social time when I'm at home, excited by parties and family visits and social gatherings. So you can imagine coronavirus, what we're going through now. Apart from loving having the time to make my videos, it's driving me mad not being able to see friends and family. I'm well coordinated, good at using tools, play instruments, so good at using hands in a skilled way. So that could be crafts, playing instruments, using tools, anything really where you're using your hands. I've got ideals about relationships that can sometimes conflict with my own needs. I have been known, yeah. I'm polite to people, compromising, self-sacrificing. I do a lot for my family, and of course I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I put my own interests aside for others when needed, but I can kick off. Yeah, I can lose my temper, but I repress my emotions by avoiding conflict, and I do that because I know I can get very emotional and kick off. So I avoid conflict. Then I can't kick off and get annoyed. Like to discuss technical subjects. I'm not sure about that one. Depends what technical subject you mean. If it's something sciencey, then maybe yeah. Great with detail. I've always considered myself quite big picture. I think I start with big picture, then go to detail after that. So I am good with detail. Apparently my slides and my YouTube videos are full of detail, but you may agree or disagree. And I can be a bit vain and self-absorbed. Self-absorbed, yes. And you can see by the way I look, vain, not so much. I'm not really one for looking all spangly and sparkly. And if you've watched a lot of my videos, you'll probably see that I'm not one for dressing up and looking all pretty for the camera. I wouldn't say I was all that vain. I mean, I wouldn't go out with a blue face or things sticking out my head, but I don't think I'm different to anyone else on that score. Anyway, moving on. So when I was a kid, I was a bit of a loudmouth. I loved school plays. I was in all the school plays at school. You couldn't get me away from them. So I was a bit of a natural entertainer and a performer, bit of an attention seeker, got in trouble a lot at school for like talking all the time and giggling when I should have been listening, changing the words to songs to things that I found hilarious and getting sent out. Anyway, don't go too far into that. I was a natural athlete. I was in all the sports teams and the rounders teams, and I used to love it. In fact, still do. Maybe I wouldn't be so chubby as I am now if I did more of the sports that I've always loved. That might be a new target for me, actually. Social, outgoing leader and influential. Yeah, I was certainly influential as a kid. People knew I was there. Let's just put it that way. I used to and always have helped friends and relatives honestly and nobly. I love to support people, and many times I've strived for that ideal relationship. Attention seeker and attention getter, very good. The teachers used to hate me for that. I used to be confident, very confident, full of self-esteem, never used to really care what anyone thought, very passionate, active, dynamic, a bit cheeky to the teacher at times, good at getting myself booted out of classes, because I was really determined and strong-willed, and I didn't like teachers getting the better of me. I'll stand up for what I believe in, so if I believe in something, I'll just tell you, I've always been like that, more so as a child. Oh my goodness, they voted me most daring at school, because if there was something that needed to be said to embarrass someone, they could ask me to do it and I would walk up to them and do it, really. Like asking a teacher if she was going out with another one of the teachers and putting her on a right old spot, and then buying her a little present when they secretly got married because we knew that they had got married. Horrible, horrible. But, it's not as if we went round the school and told everyone. But we had great fun letting them know that we knew. Stand up for what you believe in, attracts attention by being different, a little bit unconventional. Strive to achieve your dreams with high standards for yourself, hardworking, determined and productive. Powerful impact on others. Oh yeah, positive or negative. Some teachers loved me and most of them, I've got to admit, hated my guts because I was always the loud gob in the corner, interrupting them and causing trouble. Moving on. So my future sign, this is what I'm evolving towards, because now I've sort of touched on and maybe slightly tipped over into my 40s. The less said about that, the better, is that I'll develop more towards the ideal. I'll want to help the world more. And I am feeling that need with my numerology, actually. I love art and beauty, artists, writers. I'm using my writing skills a lot to try and help the world a little bit as much as I can. I'm loving and devoted to my friends and family. That's always been the case. I love to paint and draw and be artistic. I can be a bit of a dream-head, idealistic, romantic. Remember, this is what I'm supposed to be evolving towards. And thankfully, I've got some elements of this already. I love my friends and family. I'm a loyal friend. But yeah, I am easily hurt and quite sensitive and emotional, especially if I'm rejected by someone that I love or that I'm really close to. I've got unrealistic expectations, but I believe I'm getting better at that, actually. I'm becoming a little bit less idealistic, and like realizing that the ideal is there to be the ideal for a reason. If you meet that ideal, then what else have you got left to work for? The ideal is an ideal for a reason. And, reconciling those ideals with practical reality is the important thing here. Unrealistic expectations at times, ideals on life and relationships that can cause me disappointment, and sometimes other people's attitude and way of doing things. I have to remind myself that not everybody does or likes the same thing or has the same values, obsessed with making the future better, like a future of perfection. I wouldn't say I was obsessed, but it is something that will probably become increasingly important to me. Very decorative products. I like aesthetics, or will like aesthetics more. I'll be more determined, more hardworking. I think I'm already quite determined and hardworking, actually. And yeah, like I said, and combining that realism with idealism is figuring out in my life that ideals aren't always achievable, and that I have to reconcile that with reality as it is, rather not What I often do is not participate if it's not perfect. Well, I've got to stop doing that. You know, compromise for the perfection that you're looking for. That's what I need to do more of, and that's what I'm going to work more towards doing. And anyone else that is a road Mayan day sign needs to do the same as me, because that's your future evolution if you're a road day sign. And of course, if I haven't said already, that's sunlight. Your future day sign is light, or Ahu. Okay, I always forget that bit. So anyway, if you found my video interesting today, please like my video and click by clicking that thumbs up button. If you haven't already, click that bell icon that keeps you up to date with all my latest uploads. You can email me if you have any questions, or you would like some coaching or a numerology or astrology or Enneagram information or a reading. Please email me or contact me on social media below. I'm going to put my social media links in the description box, or you can just go to my website, look at my information, maybe take a look at my online aloe vera shop. Loads of great health and well-being products in there for you. And if you have any question about the aloe vera products, please message me again. I can answer all these questions for you. So as ever, guys, trust the soul within you. Only your gut, your intuition, and your own research matters. Okay, you know, we do all this work on your numerology and your types, but remember, you know, whatever your numerology type says, whatever your Mayan astrology type says, whatever your Enneagram type says, you must filter that through your own intuition and your own perceptions, because your own intuition is all that matters, people. Always trust the soul within you. That's all that matters. And I'll see you really, really, really soon.